Hi guys, come along with me in the kitchen to make my McDonald's breakfast order. We're making bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, and we're making strawberry jam to go along with it because that's just how I like it. So you want to get your strawberries. I have about 2 cups of strawberries here, and I'm just going to cut them up into small pieces. We're going to be making our strawberry jam, but you want to do this 2 hours, or at least 2 hours before, or at least overnight, because you want to allow your strawberries to release its juices. We're going to cut up the strawberries, add some sugar, and place it in the fridge for at least 2 hours before or overnight, and it's going to create a nice slurry. The strawberry is going to release its juices, and that's just what we want. And I've added about a cup of sugar, granulated sugar, of course. Just want to go ahead and mix that in and then place it in your fridge. And after about 2 hours, and this is what you guys want. You see the strawberry has started to release the juices and it creates a syrup. I'm just going to allow this to come up to a boil. Remember to keep your heat on low. You do not want this to burn. You want your strawberries to take its time and break down. Keep stirring. And you can add a little bit of water here, maybe like 1/4 cup of water or so. Not too much. You just want to let the juices of the strawberry do its thing. And here I'm adding the juice of half of a lemon, which is going to aid in thickening. It's going to thicken our jam really nicely how we want it. Don't worry guys, I did go ahead and remove the seeds because you do not want that in there. After a few minutes, your sauce is going to start thickening up. It's going to start bubbling up. And you just want to keep stirring till most of the liquid has evaporated and you have your jam. I wanted my jam to be all natural. I didn't want any preservative, any additives in it. And this is the consistency that I want. Perfection. So I'm just going to transfer it to this container and set it aside. All right, so now let's get started on our biscuits. I'm gonna add my flour into a bowl, followed by salt, baking powder, and I did add about a teaspoon of sugar as well. And then you just want to mix that in, give that a nice little whisk. Get your frozen butter. I freeze mine overnight so it's nice and hard, and you want to grate that. And when you grate the butter, it's like the best way to make the biscuits because the small pieces of butter gets dispersed into the flour more evenly and it creates a nicer, fluffier biscuit. Then you want to mix that in your dry ingredients. All right, so for biscuits, you guys know we need everything cold. So I'm going to add 1 cup of ice cold buttermilk. Make sure you put it in the fridge. Make sure it's cold. And I'm going to gradually use my spatula to bring the dough together. And then I'm going to transfer it to a floured surface. Going to flour my surface a little. And don't worry if your flour, like your dough, sorry, is a little bit crumbly at this stage. When you keep folding it in together, it's going to form. You do not want to add any more liquid. So the warmth from your hands is going to help the dough come together. So do not worry. As you guys can see, the dough is coming together. I believe it took me about 5 to 6 fold to get the dough to the perfect consistency that I wanted it. And then I roll it out and go ahead and cut my biscuits. So they grab hold of my hand and let's pretend the flow was ours. They say you don't really dance. Just one, two step, one, two step. Now with the music is moving too fast. Grab my hand a little tighter. Don't be afraid to move a little closer. Girl, there's something about you that makes me wanna say yeah. And I gotta admit that you got my attention. You're making me want to say yeah. And you want to roll it out to about 1 inch thick. Don't judge me, I don't have a pastry cutter, so I'm using a glass to cut my biscuits out. And you just want to keep cutting biscuits. So once I get 4 out of this, I'm gonna fold the dough over, and I believe I got 8 biscuits out of this dough. So don't throw the rest of the dough away. You want to bring it together and get as much biscuits as you can out of it. So they grab hold of my hand and let's pretend the flow was ours. They say you don't really dance. Just one, two step, one, two step. Now with the music is moving too fast. Grab my hand a little tighter. Don't be afraid to move a little closer. Girl, there's something about you that makes me wanna say yeah. Brushing a little bit of melted butter on the biscuits, and we're going to bake them at 425 for 15 minutes. After 50 minutes, they're done. Biscuits really don't take long to make. So I'm just going to brush it with a little bit more butter. Then we're going to go ahead and make our bacon. This is the bacon I'm using, Oscar Mayer thick cut, whatever bacon you like. And I'm going to put in a parchment paper. This is the best way to make your bacon. You save time. You can go ahead and do something else while it's in the oven. I like putting my bacon in the oven on some parchment paper. I love putting a little bit of brown sugar on there. Place it in the oven. You can put the heat at 350 or like 400 and monitor it every 5 minutes. Once it's to your crispiness, once it's to your liking, you're done. So put that in there. While that's doing its due, let's go ahead and get started on our eggs. All right, so I'm going to be making 2 eggs at a time. So I'm just going to go ahead and crack my eggs in there. Now the tip to making the best eggs, just add a little bit of water to your eggs, whisk that in, and it would make the best, fluffiest eggs ever. Trust me, try it. The next tip you want to use is butter. Don't ever let me catch you with oil trying to make some eggs. It's just going to be greasy. It's just not going to be good. Just add you some butter, salted butter. Don't add any salt to your eggs now. Don't add any salt to your eggs. Just use salted butter. Trust me, it adds the perfect amount of flavor, the perfect amount of salt for your eggs. Especially if you're not making much eggs. If you're just making 1 or 2 eggs, you do not need to add salt. Just use salted butter. Make sure your heat is on medium to low. Eggs do not need high heat to cook. You want them to take their time. That's how you get nice, fluffy eggs. Every time I make eggs, people who even don't like eggs are always like, I'm not an egg person, but there's just something about these eggs I like. So just make your eggs like this, you guys. Even when you're doing like a fluffy scrambled egg, just follow this method and it's just going to be perfect every time with the water and with the salted butter. That's literally all you need. Then we're going to do another one. Add your beaten eggs in. Remember, let it take its time on a low heat. Then you're going to see when the eggs is not runny anymore. You just want to bring the edges in and fill it in. Then you want to bring the 2 sides into the middle and you're going to fold it over. And you guys know how McDonald's like eggs look. You're going to get that same kind of vibes going. I mean, just look at this, guys. Like a literal perfection. Then you want to go ahead and assemble your sandwich. Guys, this is my go-to McDonald's breakfast order. I would probably get some hash browns. Maybe sometimes I'll get tea. I might get a little juice. But this is like my go-to. I love me a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. It is so good. But even better, I would say that mine was even better making it myself. You guys, I know sometimes we don't have time to make things. And it's like, it's always easier to rent a McDonald's drive-thru to get a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. But when you do have the time, trust me, take the time to make something for yourself. Make something for your loved ones. Love on yourself. This is the experience that cooking gives. When you're able to love on yourself, you're able to love on your loved ones and make something good that you can say, dang, I did that. Especially when it tastes better than like a multi-million-dollar fast food joint. You like, dang, I did that. And this is what I said when I made this. I'm like, ooh, girl, this is good. You guys, everything will be in the description bar. I love you guys and I appreciate you all for watching. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next one. Later. Guys, this was so good. This was 100 out of 10. I know you guys see this and you guys need to make this. Bye now.